What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I told you guys I was going to watch the part 2 if you guys wanted me to. I got a couple comments that said to watch it. Also, shout out to everybody in the comments. Y'all were extremely informational and definitely explained some stuff that I completely missed when we watched the other video. But we're going to get right into this. The only Arknights lore video you need. Doobie Edition part 2. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to Terrastorian part 2. I guess this will be where we shall be looking at the known races and threats on Terra in the Arknights universe. If you haven't seen part 1, then do check out our first video. Anyway, let's begin with the races, then threats. There are many beautiful, interesting...
Oh, so he's gonna also explain the threats in this video? I'm super hyped for this. I'm actually extremely hyped for this. This is gonna be dope because this will let me know what character I'm gonna, or what race in the game I'm gonna force my personality to be once Endfield drops.
And marvelous races on Terra. However, it is important to make it clear that all races have differences. Some races are younger than others, some enjoy conflicts and wars, others want peace, or to make an impact on the world. But interesting,
sounds like America.
A vast majority of races aren't even native to Terra. These races can be categorized as Ancients and Elders races, while other races with Tzak heritage are the native races. To make this easier, we shall break down the races in selections: Ancients, Elders, Tzak, and others.
Now, I'm just going to ask, out of these 4 that are on the screen, right, what do you guys feel like y'all fit in? Are you an Ancient? Are you an Elder? Are you a TCAS? Or are you just an Other? I don't know. Being an Other sounds a little... You Other. Ooh, that sounded kind of crazy.
An interesting question that normally comes up within Arknights lore is, can an individual have a child with someone from a different race? If so, what race would that child be? If 2 people from different races do have a child...
Oh, shit. This is going to get complicated, isn't it?
They will either be one or the other race. A 50-50, let's say, of what their child would be. An example would be, if a feline or a Liberi had a child, it would be either a feline or a Liberi. It can't...
Okay, that makes sense. If you have the features of a feline, you're a feline. If you have the features of he's a Liberi, you'll be a Liberi. That makes sense. So if you're like black and white, but you look black, you're black. But if you're black and white and you're white passing, you could be white. Makes sense.
Be a mixture of the 2. However, they will take traits of their parents, either hair color, eye color, for example. Ancient races are the largest category for races. They are also one of the 2 categories of races that aren't native to Terra. Our first race we shall speak about is the Aegir, based on aquatic creatures. This race...
I think I got this character. This one right here. This was... Because I won't lie to you guys. I did try to make a video, like, my first time playing Arknights. And then I realized it was just a tower defense. And I was like, oh. So I played the first few levels. I got this character as my 6th star, I'm pretty sure. Don't remember the name, but I do have this character. I was pretty geeked, though, because I was like, damn, me and bro, we that's twin. That's twin of them. That look like my twin. Don't you look? Let me hit the pose. Wait, hold on. That's twin, bro. That's twin, bro. Stop playing.
From the nation
I might be an Aegir.
Others can be found on the mainland, such as Iberia or Higashi.
Aegir, feel me?
Aegir, though, are somewhat strangers to the races of the land. Aegir also have been in a long conflict with the Seaborn, a background threat that threatens to stimulate the rest of the world, though it seems that the Aegir are one of the reasons for the Seaborn to be pushed out.
What's good, my Aegir?
A tale for another time. One outstanding thing about the Aegir is...
Who's this character? Who's this character? She's an Aegir too? I like her design. So are Aegir like elves? See, I knew I would be like an elegant, you feel me, brown elf, feel me? Elegant. Almost a dark elf, but we don't want to be dark elves because I feel like dark elves and everything are always like treated like crap.
That they are unbelievably arrogant and stuck up.
Unbelievably arrogant and stuck up. I am a cultivator from the Immortal Realm.
Since the Aegir have more advanced technology compared to any of the races on the land, they tend to look down on.
All right, you guys, we already know what race is my favorite. It's the Aegir. I'm an ancient race. That's my category. You feel me? You guys got to let me know where you go, where you fit. Where are you?
As superior. Probably one of the most popular and populated race is the Felines.
The Felines. Okay. Little cat girl.
And can be mainly found in Victoria. However, they can still be found all over Terra. There are overall 39 operators in Arknights that are playable who are felines.
39 play. I guess that's really not a lot for as long as this game has been out. Couple say 39 in one race, but this game's been out for a while.
Aslans are thought to be a separate race to felines. However, this is not true. Aslans are felines that have self-appointed themselves to a more nobility race. However, they still do rule Sargon with power and eventually moving to Victoria and now fighting over the throne there against the Dracos.
I remember them talking about that on last
Wyverns or lesser dragons.
Okay, will I have to try playing Arknights again? Is it worth it? These characters look cool. Like it would be fun to collect these characters. I'm seeing designs that I'm really liking.
This race can be found around in Sargon, where they potentially originated from and have ventured to Victoria. Vivori are known to have higher physical strength and endurance than most other races.
Tough. This is tough.
The race with deer-like traits. This race can mainly be found in Lefania, but also in the far north in Sami. You can find other Alephia in Victoria and Yan. There is also a potential subrace of Alephia that are based with traits from giraffes. With equine traits and features, Kuranta are based on horses and even zebras. Kurantas are known to be born with fast running and stamina. A vast majority of Kurantas are born in Casimir, the land of the knights, and
the horse race that they didn't like spark any like energy in me. If you want me to be honest with you guys, like it didn't get me like hyper excited like all the other ones did. So far, the Aegis is still my favorite out of all of them. W Ancients, you feel me? The holy ones, you know what I'm saying?
The
holy
only known
ones.
race to have two race siblings, which we will get on to later. Lupo.
They look dope, and I
Wolves
can even
of
see them.
Terra. This race is mainly found within Sarkaz, but also can be found in other places such as Sargon and Victoria. Horn's family came from Sargon and ended up in Victoria. Liberi, the second highest most operators in Arknights of 35 operators.
Damn, so 39 for feline, and then you said Liberi? What are they? What are they? Are they like birds?
Liberi are based on birds.
Hey, welcome me to the community. Welcome me to the community, guys. I'm here. I see it. I see the vision.
Liberi can be found in
I see the vision.
Colombia, Iberia, and a few in Laterano. Volpo, having similar traits to Lupo, and sometimes confused with Lupo, this race is actually based on foxes.
Okay.
Volpo can be found in Sarkaz, Colombia, and Sami. Archosauria, having traits from crocodilians. They also have similar pointy ears to others like Sarkaz and Vivori. From what we do know,
Okay, I thought they were
majority
elves.
of the males are anthropomorphic, while females aren't.
That's funny. So the men look like this, and the women look like this. That's a W, right? Like, as long as your shorty look good, you look good. I don't know what I'm talking about.
This could be a case of sexual dimorphism. This race comes from Sargon. Anura, a race based on frogs. This race came from Sargon. Across some parts
What was
of
froggy
Terra,
about her?
including Iberia, where they are treated roughly and used as experiments. We only know of one Anura, and that is Blue Poison, who is based on the Blue Poison dart frog. A race we don't know much about is the Manticore, and despite being based on a mythical creature, this race can be found in small parts of Sargon, and are rare. Or
You see the face
they
you're
just
making?
want to get away
Damn.
from other races. Caprinae, one of the common
Caprinae.
races found in Lefania. The Caprinae have treats from goats and sheep. Cortus, the rabbit and the hare race, mainly found and born in Rembiliton. Cerato is based on rhinos, with the classic rhino-like horn on their forehead. We know of one Cerato, and that is Bubbles. If felines are the cat people of Terra, then the Pero are the dog people of Terra. This race can mainly be found in...
I'm surprised that they don't have like 39 operators. Like cats and dogs, people love cats and dogs. So
Bolivar.
Bolivar.
Petram are similar to Anura. There is currently one known character in the game, but Petram are based on tortoises and turtles. Not much is known about this race, other than there are small Pedram settlements around Terra that house excellent or great craftsmen. However, we do know more about the next race, which is the Pythia, based on serpents and having snake-like tails and pointy ears to other races. Pythia, like snakes of the real world, have acute and delicate senses. Pythia are rare or at least uncommon race. Despite this, they can be found all over.
This fic is like tough though. This character design, I'm fucking with
Terra. The Forte race have traits from bovines.
Yo, look, they put the two like smallest, skinniest like people, and then it's like, I'm here. Big shit is here. Put some big shit on the screen.
And camelids. The Forte are the main inhabitants of Minos. Pilosa, another race that only has one known character. This race is based on sloths, and that's all we know about them. Anate are a race based on otters, weasels, and raccoons.
Otters, weasels, and raccoons. So they're based
on hyenas.
They could have just said they was based on rats, right? Like we consider I guess no. He said an otter. An otter's not a rat, but it like
nothing much is known other
hyenas.
than they come from Sargon. Savara are a race based on lizards and some amphibians like.
So are they doing that for a lot of the male races? They just give them like the anthropomorph look, and then the women are like
salamanders. The land of Ursus,
smart, huh?
Like we mentioned, was named after this bear-like race called
hybrids. Polar bear hybrid.
Are based on rodents, including rats, mice, and squirrels.
Okay, Zalak. These are the rats, and I'm not gonna lie to you. This character is crazy looking to me, bro. This Master Splinter. We have Master Splinter on the screen. You guys can't see it because I'm blocking it. Hold on. Let me. We have Master Splinter on the screen. You see this? Can you believe it? We have Master Splinter on the screen.
Salax can also be found all over Terra and known to have acute senses. Hailing from beyond Terra, the Elder races, once mighty rulers who overshadowed their ancient brethren in power, held dominion over the nations. However, their numbers have dwindled, leaving only a handful of nations under their rule. Their forms bear resemblance to mythical creatures of our own world. Draco, with traits based on European dragons in mythology.
Yeah, we can tell by the name.
Famous for their racial gift over fire manipulation.
Tough though, tough design.
They also have increased vitality and strength. Dracos became rulers of Victoria and Tara, a piece of land that became a part of Victoria. Eventually, getting in conflict with the self-appointed Aslans over the throne. Over the years, the Dracos have become rarer and potentially extinct. We only know of 3 Dracos in Arknights: Reed, her sister Eblana, and Tallulah. Hippogriff.
Yeah, the one in
this elder race.
Hold on, before we talk about this, the dragon with the black fit, she looked tough.
Of Liberi.
I just wanted the boys just to say that. I didn't have anything else to say. I didn't add any value. I just wanted to say how good the design was.
Ursus.
Ursus.
However, like we mentioned previously, this race failed to protect their land, and the Ursus rebelled. While they already are dethroned, they have kept their nobility status and known to have longer lifespans.
The design is cool too. I'm gonna hold
this elder race, based on the nine-tailed fox, are found in Higashi. They are said to be religious leaders and have some sort of connection to the founding of the nation. Kukulkan, based on the Mayan-plumed serpent, and an elder race.
I like this.
However,
characters
after the loss of their abilities, now they practice an odd ritual, which reduced their lifespan greatly, but gain the collective memory of their ancestors. One thing about this race is that we don't know if they are categorized as an elder Pythia or an elder Liberi. Kylan, based on the Chilan, a mythical beast from China, is an elder race found in Yan. Not much is known about them. Leishi is the only member of this race so far.
I'm sorry, I'm just saying all the names because I kind of want to, I'm trying to like store them. But I know for a fact, I'm not going to remember all this. But just seeing everything that I'm seeing so far, it's making Arknights Endfield look so much better. Because that means that on top of the regular gameplay loop, the type of lore they get to explore and show us in 3D is going to be way better than what we were getting. Well, what you guys, I said we, like I've been playing it, what you guys were getting on just regular Arknights.
Well, Dracos are the dragons of the west. The Lungs are the dragons from the east. Lungs are found in Yan, and one of the main ruling races of Yan. The Emperor is a Lung, and the ruling family
I remember him
Lungs
from the last video.
are often known as the true Lung. Chen's uncle Wei is, in fact, the older twin brother of the Emperor of Yan. Knight Morza Kurunta, one of the two Kurunta elder races. This elder race of Kurunta once struck fear into
elder
the
races
people's
are
hearts
kinda
of Terra, and led a conquest across Terra, from around the north of Terra to Sargon and then back to the north again, where they are hardly seen again. However, there are small clans around in the north, potentially, and in Sarkon. Knight Morza are based on folklore called the Nightmare or the Mare, which is seen in Dutch, German, Norse, and English folklores and stories. The Knight Morza are known to have a racial gift to use illusion arts. Despite this, they seem to have a sense and culture over honor and glory. Pegasus Kurunta is one of the races that stood up against the sibling race of the Knight Morza.
Okay. I was like, whoa, there's a lot happening still. Like, yeah, they overload you with it. They have so much information in this game that, like, this Endfield prep is like, I'm getting cooked, dude. Like, I'm going to have to watch this again. But I'm assuming this is Pegasus based off the horse Pegasus.
And protected their homeland Casimir. Pegasus Kurunta are based on the mythological creature, the Pegasus. Pegasus Kurunta still hold strong respect and force within their land, but slowly their authority has dwindled over time, after holding back the Knight Morza. This elder race is famous for its control over light and illumination art. Pegasus Kurunta also seem to share a same trait of light-coloured hair, such as white, blonde, and gold. Other potential elder races we may have are an elder race of Rebar, the Tula family, another elder race of Kurunta, the Unicorn Kurunta, an elder race of Pero, the Cerberus Pero. The Tizaks are one of the native races of Terra. Eventually, they took the name the Sarkaz after losing their home in a war against the foreign races. However, there are many different Sarkaz subraces as well as sibling races, which we shall get into now. The normal Sarkaz are known as Sarkaz. Unlike the ancient Sarkaz subraces, normal Sarkaz are often seen as mixed blood Sarkaz or not pure-blooded as they were back in ancient Terra. Banshee Sarkaz are unique, as they are a majority an all-female matriarchy subrace of Sarkaz. However, there are male Banshee Sarkaz, but
yeah, because I was gonna say, how are they making more females if there's only females? Or are they just killing the men if they're like what's going on here?
We only know of one male Banshee, and that is Logos, who happens to be the heir to the Banshee Sarkaz throne. Banshee Sarkaz have a manipulation of vocal and sound arts, and a connection with death, often seen as the guardians of the dead.
The edgelord, dude.
Cyclops Sarkaz live in the northern nation on Terra.
These are cool too.
Here they live away from their violent relatives. Cyclopses moved to Sami after the Cyclops Lord of Fiends was murdered by other Sarkaz. Cyclopses have the ability to see into the future, or have visions to see what may come. It is said that these visions can be pretty accurate. Cyclopses are one of the two Sarkaz subraces that deal with the dangers of the Collapsals. Damasty isn't an entire subrace, but an ancient Sarkaz with the ability to shapeshift and multiply itself into more individuals. Diablo Sarkaz are said to be one of the most powerful Sarkaz subraces, with the ability of strong fire arts. However, this subrace is said to be extinct. With few pieces of Diablo shards left, one shard was fused with...
Okay, how many races did we just go over? Because, bro, this game is detailed. The information they have in this game is extremely detailed. Like, they're not holding back, clearly, with the writing they've been doing. Is it actually worth me starting Arknights, or do I just wait for Endfield? What do you guys think? I actually want you to let me know, because watching this makes me want to like play the game to collect the characters. But would it just make more sense for me to wait?
Ifrit, a Sovra, now merged with such a shard, giving her traits and abilities of the fiery ancient subrace. We recently found out about Jarl Sarkaz, and sometimes they're known as Heart Whipper or mind
Jal
Sarkaz.
Sarkaz.
Jal Sarkaz have a unique art, which is to do with heart, mind, and emotions. Similar to their vampire relatives, they have to control their hunger, but for emotions instead of blood. Unlike vampires, however, they do have more control or found other ways to get over this. A vast majority of Jal don't even live in Kazdel. This is because Jal are very sensitive to emotions, especially negative ones. The leader of the Jal is known as the Archliar. Currently,
The
we don't know if
Archliar
they have an
sounds like a
Archliar
villain.
at this moment. We currently know of two Jal, Nymph and her sister working as Rhode Island's HR director, who is clouded in mystery. Gargoyles, said to be one of the most ancient of all Sarkaz subraces. This subrace of Sarkaz has control over soil.
Bro, we're not even an ancient category, right? So are they just an older Sarkaz race? I don't think we even needed that detail.
Stone and
You're
earth,
confusing me, bro.
often called the children of the soil and the stone. They have earth arts manipulation and even said to have
Is she supposed to be a gargoyle too?
or talks with the earth and the soil. Unlike the rest of the Sarkaz subraces, the Goliath Sarkaz aren't part of the Royal Kazdel court, and unknown if they have a leader or not, but majority of the Sarkaz enemies we do see are apparently Goliaths. Liches are the bookworms of the Sarkaz, and very powerful bookworms.
The undead?
at that, with the ability to manipulate space and dimensions to a vast degree. Oh my god.
I just saw Lich, so I just assumed it had something to do with like magic and undead, but it clearly I was wrong. Like what?
The cute Lich that everyone loves, once said that she could transport the entirety of Lefania if she wanted to.
It's a big hat.
Is that a bluff or not? We don't know. But, if true, an amazing feat. Not only do they have space control arts, but they are also completely
The picture's
immortal.
dope, actually.
Unlike their other fantasy
Immortal.
counterparts, they store their souls or life in a phylactery. Revenants are a spirit soul-like race of Sarkaz. This subrace isn't technically born, but more created, as the Sarkaz will put their body and soul in the soul furnaces of Kazdel. They can inhabit objects. Nazira are based on ghouls. This subrace of Sarkaz are one of the physically strongest
This is such
ones on
bro.
Terra.
Look at the
One of the
oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say, look at that art. That was like a perfect yin yang. One's like sad and or happy, and the other's
reasons
sad
for
looking
their
or whatever. I can't
strength
even
comes from
remember.
their
It went by
deep
so
cultural
fast.
aspects of cannibalism and eating their enemies. In return, they gain increased strength and power, as well as memories and abilities of those that they have ate. The stronger Nazira often let the weaker ones take a bite out of their body, so they basically gain power-ups. Nazira King happens to be one of the oldest characters in-game, is around 7,000 years old.
7,000 years
potentially
old.
older, as he was around with the first Sarkaz. He is often known as the War Incarnate, due to the Nazira becoming far more powerful in wars, due to eating the bodies and powering themselves up. Like the vampire myths of our world, vampire Sarkaz are blood
They look
suckers.
like vampires.
They feed on blood, as well as strong blood arts manipulation.
Elegant,
Similar to the Nazira,
refined,
they have an
evil.
ability to empower others with blood blessings. Vampire Sarkaz have a thirst for blood, which is a hunger they have to control, making them very fearful, even to other Sarkaz. The Wendigos are a subrace of Sarkaz that are tall and have an exposed skull, thus they wear a mask. Fortunately, there are no longer any pure blood.
So we have animals, mythology, space, virus, ancients, elders, gods. We're like going through like the whole system in this. They actually have a lot of shit in their lore. I probably should use a better word than shit because it's not shit, but they have like a lot of stuff in their lore. Like this video is just showing me how much more there is to know about this world.
Wendigo left on Terra, with the last one being Patriot. However, there are still Wendigo Sarkaz in the north of Ursus, led by the Wendigo King fighting the threat of the Collapsals. Just like the Nazira, the Wendigo are one of the physically strongest and have cannibalism deep in their culture. We would have to see if there are more Sarkaz subraces in the future. Now, we move on to Sarkaz sibling races. First being the Anasa. This race separated from the Sarkaz and moved to Yan, distancing themselves from more wars and difficult relatives. While they kept some Sarkaz culture, overall their culture has changed. While we still don't know much about them, they do live in the wilds of Yan in tribes. Oni, a group of Sarkaz that broke away from
Oni, okay.
after the Sarkaz Lord of Fiends Column was killed. They moved to where Higashi is now and became the Oni, resembling some parts of the Sarkaz such as horns, but much more muscular. Sancta, despite their angelic appearance, this
race does look tough. Sancta. This race looks tough.
Belongs to the Sarkaz family. However, unlike the Nasa or Oni, who diverged from the Sarkaz heritage, they were Sarkaz that accepted a force evolution or change by an outside power known as the Law, gaining light wings and a halo, which gives them 6 like sense. This race has been in a grudging conflict with their cousins, the Sarkaz, who saw the change nothing more as a traitorous move. Fallen Sancta are also a thing, which is a Sancta that has broken the rules of the law and starts to grow horns or regain horns. Now we move on to races that we aren't sure where they fit in, or if they fit in at all.
So these are others.
Beast Lords. These entities are talking animals that have been around Terra for countless eras. Some of them show peculiar abilities such as immortality or teleportation. Supposedly, most races in Terra have their own Beast Lord representative, but only a handful have ever been shown so far. Furamats. This is a race that you could describe as living gods or entities. They have unimaginable powers and abilities, get big as nations, they have an immunity to oripathy, even have their own space dimensional travel.
So why aren't they like saving the universe? The universe is in peril. Why aren't they like doing something about that?
However,
if they're that strong,
that these beings aren't from Terra, but also unsure when they arrived in the world. There are many Furamats around the world, and we only know of a few. Sami is a Furamat. Kajaraganda, the protector of Kajarag, the Lifebone, seen in episode 13, despite being dead, still has a conscience. It's noted that they can be killed, but they don't truly die. Another Furamat we know is Surtur, not to be confused with Sarkaz Surtur. This Furamat was a rival to Sami. Operators like Ling, Dusk and the Siblings are all fragments of the Furamat known as Sui. Elf. Similar to other fantasy elves, they are humanoid, pointed-eared.
So they actually have elves. So they actually have elves as well. I thought the ancient people we looked at, like those are like elves. They actually have separate elves. What is going on in this universe?
They may have a long-lived lives. They are very weak to originium and oripathy.
Excuse me.
Unlike other races, they are very susceptible to oripathy. If an elf catches oripathy, they basically have a month to live. This makes elves very rare, but there are some found in Sami. It's indicated that they are descendants of a Furma, Durin. Like the dwarves of mythology and other fantasy, this small subterranean race lives in the underground nation of Durin.
With elf ears.
These little ones are excellent miners, crafters, geologists, and very heavy drinkers. Durins are a fairly peaceful race, as they live in an underground utopia compared to the other races above. However, some brave or adventurous or even bored Durin will adventure above ground. Last but not least, we are going to be talking about is you. Yes, you, the Doctor. The Doctor.
Yes, what is the Doctor's race? Who are we? What is our abilities? Are we just a brain?
It belongs to a race known as the First Civilization, another non-native race that arrived on Terra more than 13,000 years ago. You could say that they used Terra as an experimental ground, while also planning to protect civilization from a certain threat. Unfortunately, this civilization may be responsible for majority of the greatest threats on Terra. This race faced
those are humans. Those are humans. Those are humans.
You, the Doctor, the last known surviving person of its kind on Terra. It is unknown if there are more out there. Trevor Friston is one of the Doctors.
And you know what? He just said it's unknown if there's even more out there. But with Endfield dropping, Endfield will probably elaborate on those things. Endfield would bring us the shit we want to see in a cinematic way. It's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a movie.
Race. Prior to him becoming a preserver, we may know of one more, and that is Priestess. However, we don't know if this individual has good or bad intention. There are many hidden dangers and threats within and out of the supercontinent of Terra, lurking in the sea or even the stars. If not handled carefully, it might result in the end of Terra. Here in this section, we will discuss most prominent ones that we know of. Seaborn. They are one of the growing threats in Terra. As their name suggests, they came from the deep ocean, plaguing the nations of Aegir underwater and Liberia on land. Their evolutionary rates are extremely fast, enabling them to adapt
What is it? What are you
to
showing me,
things
bro?
and simulate everything around them.
Is this their evolutionary
colonies are
rates?
connected by a hive mind. A cult
No
known
shit,
as the
hive
Judge of
mind.
the Deep are supporting the spread of the Seaborn. Collapsals. They are best described as extra-dimensional entities originating from an unknown dimension. They are referred to as demons by other Terrans and possess an ability to corrupt other beings. Collapsals originated from two different places, a mystery gate in the Infinite Ice Fields and the Felines Hotlands. Simply knowing their name is hazardous, hence why any form of knowledge about them is heavily suppressed by the Terran nations. The Observer. We currently know nothing about this godlike being. It is shrouded in mystery, and Terra is currently hidden from its sight. For now, the only thing we do know, it was a reason that the first civilization has gone from Terra, and that they had to build a fake sky to hide Terra from its sight. Another thing we do know is that it wants Terra.
They built a fake sky to hide Terra? Bro, how deep is this lore?
And it's coming whenever the races of Terra, and you, like it or not. And that is where we come to the end of the video.
That's fucking dope, dude. W video by Terrastorian again, right? That was awesome. That was a fun watch, not gonna lie. I'm even more excited for the game, and I guess I will be watching the anime stuff for this that was recommended in the comments as well, so I can get even a better visual experience. But this game is gonna be epic, dude. When Endfield drops, it's lit. But you guys already know what to do. If you made it to the end of the video and you had a good time here, hit the like button, subscribe. It really does help me out on this channel to get to build this community up, community of gamers that game and play things and yap and you feel me and vibe. But I appreciate you guys. I'm out of here. Peace.